Alright, ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome. Welcome to the pre-stream for Wednesday, May 17th, 2017. I am Darkside Phil. We are in the midst of the launch of Injustice 2. Yesterday was a great day. Yesterday, all day long... excuse me. As you can tell, I'm drinking my VA energy drink, which is carbonated. All day long, I streamed the story of Injustice 2. Alright, it was pretty awesome. Two different sides, right? There were two different endings and alternate choices, and it was really fun going through that with you all live on stream. Obviously, we had high attendance because it was launch day. I had a lot of fun doing it, and I certainly hope that you enjoyed it. If you didn't catch the live stream, I hope that you at least checked out the full playthrough videos, which are live on my DSPGaming channel on YouTube. Okay? Now, also, yesterday, the new emote went live, which was awesome. The Batfill emote that people are now using in stream chat. If you are a sub of my channel here, you can use the Batfill emote, along with, obviously, all my other emotes. But Batfill's pretty cool. I actually like how it turned out. Oh my god, excuse me. I'm exploding here. And that was perfect because last night it went live. It was approved as I was doing the Batman ending. So people started using it during the Batman ending of the stream, which is pretty awesome. Random Ron, yes, we can see what you're saying. Yes. I don't know why your account says you're invisible, but we could read your chat, just so you know, since you're asking. Okay, so what is on the agenda for today, ladies and gentlemen? Let's talk, and then let's talk about the rest of the week, because already this morning I was getting questioned in the stream chat about what exactly I would be doing. Okay. You know, for today and for future days, so. Let's see here. Well, I just got a tip from an insulting name. He thinks I'm going to read it. It's a racist name, but he thinks I'm going to read it, which I'm not going to do. But he tipped me $5 and he says, play Red Dead Redemption. How can I use my Amazon Prime sub? I can't see it on the payment methods. I think what you do is you just click on sub. And, I think, if I remember correctly, I think when you go to sub, it has a pop-up message that allows you to pick, like, I think it's like if you are already a Twitch Prime subscriber, you have to link your Amazon Prime account with Twitch first in order to do a Twitch Prime subscription, FYI. But I'm not exactly sure how the process works. I know you have to link it before it'll allow you to do it. So. Also, Twitch Prime apparently does not work on mobile. You have to do it through a PC, like a desktop. FYI. Alright. Let's talk, everybody. Let's talk about what you can expect this week coming up. Okay? So first off, today, what am I doing in Injustice 2? It's day 2 of Injustice 2. I've completed the entire story campaign. So today what I'd like to do is I would like to, number one, check out the primary focus of the offline content of Injustice 2, which is called Multiverse Mode. Now, from what I'm to understand, I don't know because I haven't actually booted it for myself yet. We're going to find out together here firsthand, okay? But apparently Multiverse Mode is a mode where you play various characters and you complete certain challenges. So it may be like a gauntlet style. It may be win a match with this certain criteria or whatever. Think the challenge towers, the old school challenge towers from Mortal Kombat 9, which they for some reason took out of Mortal Kombat 10. Well, apparently they're kind of back in this game. Now again, I don't know. I haven't actually played it for myself. So I don't actually know 100% if this is confirmed or not, if this is what it is. But we're going to find out today. That's my focus to start the stream today. What is Multiverse Mode? And if it is a bunch of stuff to do, I'd love to do it. Especially if, in particular, if it's playing with various characters that I have not played with before. Keep in mind, the story mode of Injustice 2 only covered about, I'd say, when you think about it, there's 12 chapters. You probably only play about maybe 16 characters. But it really leaves out a lot of the villains. Like Scarecrow, Gorilla Grodd, Poison Ivy, and even Swamp Thing, who's not a villain, but, you know, all those characters, they're not even played at all in the story mode. You fight against them, but you don't actually get to, you don't get to talk, or you don't get to play as them in the campaign, control them. So I haven't even touched those characters yet. I don't even know. Deadshot, right? Deadshot we haven't played as yet. Robin, you didn't get to play as Robin because he actually was a villain in the campaign. So, I'm very interested to see how those characters pan out in this game. And since I haven't touched them, it'll be fun maybe to mess with them in a challenge setting. We'll see, okay? Now, I am aware there's also character tutorials. In fact, Mighty Sandwich just said this in the stream chat. He says character tutorials are under single-player tutorial character. And I guess what those do, those will explain the basics of every character, which is great. Because that's exactly what you need in a game like this. You need to know the basics and the properties and some basic strategies with each character. So, those could be tremendously useful, especially if I'm doing multiverse mode and there's a stage and it's like, you know, beat this tough opponent with this character I haven't even used yet. Then maybe I could run over to tutorial mode, play with the character to learn the basics, and then try to implement that in the multiverse mode, okay? So that's kind of going to be the balance of today's gameplay, alright? It's going to be a balance between me doing the multiverse and probably checking out some new characters who I have not played with at all yet, in various modes, alright? So, just to clarify, yes, ladies and gentlemen, today primarily is going to be offline content again. I already explained this up front, that what I do whenever I cover a new fighting game like this is for a day or two, I take lots of time to play the game and explore all the offline content and have fun with it before I take the opportunity to basically take a character and try to play with them online. Because what I'd like to do is take today to mess around, like I said, with the game, and maybe see, after playing today offline, are there a few characters who I really like, who I think that I could do well online with. And I'll give you an example here. You know, yesterday playing the campaign, I would probably say Aquaman was really solid. Green Lantern was solid. Batman I'm probably okay with, but not great. Superman, I know Superman's gonna be really good, but I don't know if I'm gonna be good enough with him to play well. I don't know yet. You know, primarily the characters who I kind of already played with and I know some basics, those are obviously characters I could probably attempt to play online with, but I really want to delve into the new characters that I haven't touched yet, okay? So that's going to be today. I'm going to focus on trying to do all the offline content. Apparently, multiverse mode also unlocks a ridiculous amount of, like, outfits, equipment for your characters, and it also, apparently gives you in-game credits to buy stuff with, and it also levels up your characters, so they can use that equipment. So if anything, today, I should be able to get some pretty good equipment sets for all the different characters before I end up going online, because when you go online, if you play that certain mode, right, or if you enable those certain settings, you can actually use that equipment online to give you stat boosts and the like, and it would be pretty unfair if I go online, everyone has equipment and I don't, right? So, that's the focus for today. Probably starting tomorrow, I will take an online focus, I'm thinking. Okay? So tomorrow, oh, hold on. I got a 50-bit cheer from DJ Luna Eclipse, and he says, Phil, longtime viewer since Batman Arkham Asylum. I watch you ever since. Super hyped for Injustice 2 streams. I can't wait to play myself this Friday. Best of luck for the future. Well, thank you, DJ Luna Eclipse. Yes, I had a pretty great attendance yesterday on launch day. I knew I would, but obviously, I don't expect that kind of attendance every single day this week. I just hope that I got over 100 new followers yesterday here on the stream, which is pretty awesome. That 100 people who normally wouldn't have watched my stuff came out and liked it and said, man, I'd like to follow Phil, maybe come back and check out the other streams, right? So, hopefully we will see, you know, what kind of attendance we get continuing throughout the course of the week. Undoubtedly, once I finally start playing the game online, I'll probably get another spike. But I don't want to rush. I want to take my time to see what characters I like first before I jump into the online realm, okay? So more than likely, as I've said, probably tomorrow, I will focus on getting online and taking a few characters who I've played today and see who I like and go online to my very first online play. And the focus there, FYI, will be, number one, just doing kind of random online play against randoms. And then what I'll probably do is eventually set up a lobby where it'll just be me against other people, okay? And then later on, meaning like this weekend, I'm probably going to be doing lobbies with people who I know, like, for example, Tiger Power Gaming, Brian, who I've played with in Street Fighter V and other games before, and also Venomous Fat Man this weekend also wants to do a set with me, so there will be some fun stuff coming up this weekend in regards to Injustice 2 as well. So all this is going to be good, you know. Already I got some people who already messaged me and said, Phil, are you going to be doing online matches? I'd like to play you with this character or that character. Yeah, look, wow. I'm not even kidding. I literally just looked at the stream chat and Luther Cujo says, Phil, I can't wait to have a match against you. My main is Black Canary and Black Adam. It's like perfectly timed and coincided with what I'm saying. See, that's the cool thing about fighting games. People get excited. They all want to be social and play against each other and challenge each other. So once I get up to snuff, I feel, with a couple characters, I would love to accept many challenges. Okay. So that's the deal. The next few days, all about Injustice. Okay, and as I've said, if, let's say, by this weekend things start to slow down a bit or people start to get a little bit burned out on Injustice 2, I could always switch over to something else. I could do a stream of Persona 5, maybe for variety's sake. I may be checking out that game, The Surge, which honestly is not my priority, but I may still check it out. Keep in mind, there's no new releases coming out until Friday, May 26th, which is Friday the 13th, is coming out then. So... So in that regard, there's basically a week and a half to 2 weeks here before there's a new game to tackle, so I have a lot of time to mess around with stuff, which is good. It's good to have that freedom, you know. I've been getting emails all morning of my YouTube videos being claimed. I can't wait to see what this one is now. Yeah, I knew it. Basically what's happening is all my pre-stream videos that I used to archive, because keep in mind I was streaming on YouTube for good year and a half to 2 years, and so every time I streamed I would archive the stream on YouTube, but I would always leave the archives private. Well, I just checked. Well, I didn't just check. I'm getting emails like tons. I'm not even kidding you. This morning, I'm not exaggerating, I got 100 emails for 3 videos. 3 videos, pre-stream videos, got content ID matched, but because they're like 4-hour streams with tons of music in them, I get an email that has like an insane amount of claims in one video. It's just absolutely ridiculous. So I end up getting dozens and dozens of emails for one video, and it's such a spammed garbage process because it's automated garbage on YouTube. Yet another broken-ass process on YouTube, right? Unbelievable that they still haven't fixed it or improved it at all. It's the same broken-ass process. Alright, give me 1 second here, folks, because my laptop just screwed up. Oh, hold on. My laptop screwed up and logged me out. Isn't that delightful? I guess what's happening is Twitch has this new system where you can only stay logged into your Twitch channel for 30 days at a time. And then after that, it screws up, basically, and it logs you out of everything. This is new. It didn't used to do this. So after 30 days, it literally will log you out of everything. And therefore, you have to re-log in. And I actually have 2-factor authorization and all of that, so I just did it, and now I'm fine. Looks like I'm logged in again, so that's good. That wasn't too much of a hassle, but it's still annoying you have to do it. Okay. I got a few other quick things to talk about this morning, folks. Some good news, some interesting stuff. First of all, I just want to let everyone know, because I didn't really formally talk about it or announce it too much, but Patreon. I have my new Patreon goal set up for this month. There's only 2 weeks left in the month. Exactly 2 weeks, actually, from today, left in the month, right? Yeah. If you pledge $5 or more to my Patreon by the end of this month, and if we hit the funding goal, which is up in the air because we were very close to not hitting it last month, FYI, so just so you know, it's not guaranteed, it's not a given. It'll be the return of the Indies mini marathon, where for like a 7-hour stream, I'll be playing various indie games that you'll be nominating and voting on. Okay? These marathons have been very successful in the past. I've played probably, over a dozen indie games, if not more, because I've been doing these events for the course of 2.5 years since I've been using Patreon, right? They pretty much end up being some of the most successful events I've ever done, and a lot of the games that I play in these indie streams end up being full playthroughs, like Hotline Miami ended up being a full playthrough, To the Moon ended up being a full playthrough. Okay? So, some awesome stuff has come out of these indie events. I haven't done one of these since the fall, so I figured, gee, it is May, maybe now the time to finally bring it back, okay? So, consider pledging to my Patreon by the end of the month, patreon.com/darksidephil. Keep in mind, it's not just about those monthly events. You also get personal perks like text or verbal thank yous in my videos. Being able to vote on these kind of events is just one of the cool things about it. But you can also get your own private Q&A video made. You can get your question answered on my bi-monthly Q&A show, Ask the King. There's lots of cool perks that you get for being a patron, okay? And, you know, I don't really mention Patreon as much anymore since I am doing the Twitch-focused content now. And that's fine, because I know that you guys are coming out every day and you're cheering and you're subbing and you're chipping me and everything, and it's great. But I just want to let you know that Patreon is still very important to me, that I do still need it to keep this doing this as a business. And I am very appreciative for those who are ongoing pledgees, okay? So thanks to those who are, and if you are not yet, if you're a newcomer and you just started watching the streams and you're liking what I'm doing, Patreon is a cool way for you to kind of become part of the content. You get to vote and actually nominate on stuff that I will be doing here later, which is pretty cool. You get that kind of control, right? Okay, I just wanted to throw that out there. Also, the big news this morning, if you guys didn't hear it, South Park: The Fractured But Whole has a release date. Finally, an actual release date. This game has never had a release date before. Originally, it was supposed to come out actually early last year. It was supposed to come out early 2016. Then it ended up getting a December 2016 release date. Then for whatever reason, it got delayed till the spring, but never had a solid release date. Then it got delayed again. Okay, again. And now, finally, it has a solid release date, supposedly, of October 17th, 2017. Now, I have some mixed feelings about this release date, which I'm about to share with you right now. First off, I am not bothered that the game is delayed. I was a little annoyed last year when we got all the news because a bunch of games all got delayed at once. So it was kind of annoying to have this torrent of delays back to back to back, you know what I mean? But I got over it, right? And now that it finally has a solid release date, that's great. But, folks, the thing that kind of peeves me is that now it's releasing right in the middle of the busy end-of-the-year gaming season, right? I call it the hardcore gaming season because this is when those who are serious about gaming basically have to become hardcore about it because there's so many game releases in a short amount of time that you literally have to drop a ton of money and you have to play the living dickens out of everything. Okay? So that being said, it's very crazy. There's going to be so many games coming out during that period of time. You know, especially October. Typically October, November is when it really ramps up, right? So I fully expect that during that 2-month period, you're going to have literally 2 to 3 games a week coming out. It always happens. And it's going to be pretty challenging, especially as you know, South Park: The Stick of Truth, if you remember, was roughly about a 12 to 20 hour long game, dependent on how much you played it and if you really were looking for all the side content or not, right? If you actually explored and all of that. And it was worth it too, because a lot of the side content was hidden and it ended up being pretty entertaining, if you remember. But that being said, releasing a RPG game like that in the midst of the hardcore gaming season, I don't know how that's going to work, because typically there's so much other stuff to pull your attention away. And if there just so happens to be another AAA style release of that caliber coming out that time, it may take away from the attention that South Park: The Fractured But Whole is looking to get. And by the way, I'm not saying, oh no, it's going to have competition, there'll be games that are better or whatever. I'm just saying in general, when you have all these releases coming out within a short period of time, it's very hard to hype a release when there's so much else happening. Now, if you actually remember, when South Park: The Stick of Truth released, it actually was a spring launch, right? And I actually remember in particular, yeah, there were some games that had released around it, but it wasn't so abundant. It was basically like South Park for a full week was the only thing anyone talked about. Everyone was playing it. Everyone was hyping it. I don't know if an October 17th release date is going to give it that kind of exposure. The other thing you have to remember is that 2014 and 2017 are two very different years and very different climates for gaming. All right. In particular, in 2014, right, we were still on a different console generation. We were at the very end of the lifespan of one console generation. And moving into the new one, right? We were all kind of just getting used to, PS4 and Xbox One and all of that. There were actually far less games at the time. There was far less competition. And keep in mind, the Stick of Truth had been delayed a million times. And by the time it came out, it had such hype behind it because people were like, an actual legitimate South Park game that is being taken seriously. Because there had been tons of South Park video games in the past, but they were all racing, quiz games, stupid shit like that. There had never been a serious South Park game that had been treated as a major AAA release before, right? So the Stick of Truth was a gamble, but everyone was kind of had their eyes on it because they were wondering what it was going to be and if it was going to turn out to be good. Surprise, surprise, even with all the delays and everything that it had, it ended up being one of the best games of that year. So that was a good positive surprise for all of us, right? Compare that to 2017, we already have had a game in the South Park franchise now. We know this game coming out is a direct sequel, and it's going to have a lot of similar gameplay elements. Although they've already shown off, there's tons of new improvements and everything that they've done to the game. It's not a new installment, you know what I mean? It's not like a brand new IP. It's not a new thing coming out that's going to totally revolutionize gaming and make us all have our jaws drop, maybe like the first game was. Maybe it'll just be more of a continuation of that greatness that the first game was. So I don't know. I'll be honest, I'm a little nervous. I really liked the first game. I am feeling very positively for the second one. I think it'll be a great game. It'll be very entertaining for a playthrough, that's for sure. But I don't know, how well it's going to be received when it is going to be released amidst all these other games during the busiest gaming season, right? I really do feel that if South Park had come out in the spring, or maybe even, again, as I said many, many times, during the summer, when there's dead time, there's nothing else going on in gaming, there would be no competition, it would blow it out of the water, it would be the only game anyone buys all summer. But instead, they still insist on releasing these games during the same time period. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. It's a very confusing and frustrating practice that these game developers / publishers play. Okay. Alright, so anyway. That's good. At least we have good news. The good news is it does have a solid release date. So you got to focus on the positive, right? It's got a solid release date. That's a good thing. Now we know the game is not in limbo. A lot of people were nervous when it got delayed again that it was never going to come out. But it is. It's coming out. It's going to be good. All right? Drunk Driver 1488 says, I'm sure that you are smarter than the board of directors for multi-million-dollar corporations. Well, let's see. Over the years, I've been highly critical of Nintendo and their horrible practices during the Wii era. Then the Wii crashed. They lost all their money. They had tons of losses and ended up basically relying on stupid little figurines to survive. So I was right there. I was right during the motion control era when everyone was into the motion controls and everyone said it was the future, and I said it was a gimmick and it was going to crash and no one was going to care about it in a year or two, and I was absolutely correct there. Gee, let's see. During the VR craze 2 years ago when Oculus Rift and everything was going nuts, and I said, I don't think this is going to be something that catches on. I think this is going to be something that kind of fades into obscurity. And now here we are. VR is mainstream available. Guess what? No one talks about it and no one really cares. I've been right on every front. So, I mean, there's a lot of things I'm wrong about, but when it comes to these big things that these corporations are making decisions on about gaming behind the scenes, every time I say something like this, I end up being right. So, I think that maybe if I were a major CEO of one of these corporations, they'd probably be doing a lot better. Sadly, they don't actually take intelligent people into those jobs. They really don't. They take elitist, fucking, you know, white collar, rich, upper echelon style elitist people, this upper class of governing class of people into these jobs, and that's why these companies always fucking fail. So, pretty stupid. But anyway, I digress. Alright, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to talk about before we get started. I'm actually going to have to turn on my air conditioner because it's already getting pretty hot in my office here. By the way, the landscapers are outside today, but because the air conditioner is installed, you probably won't hear them. Oh my god. Excuse me. Yeah, you probably won't hear them. Because I've got the, you know, I've actually got insulation on the window now and everything. And especially when, in particular, especially when the air conditioner is on, you can't hear them at all. You can't hear any of the ambient noise or whatever, so should be good. I swear there was something else I wanted to talk about today on pre-stream, but now for the life of me, it's not coming into my mind. For the life of me, it's just like slipping my mind. Oh, that's right. One final thing, and then we're gonna get started, everybody, okay? Coming up this weekend, there may be a day, in particular, it may be Saturday, where I may not be doing a second stream. And the reason being is because I'm probably going to be finalizing all the information on possibly getting a new car. Because I need to do that very soon. Because now I've only got about a month left until my current car has to be returned for its lease. And I've already got stuff in the works, but I need to finalize the process. And it looks like it may be Saturday. We'll see. It's not solidified yet, but it may be Saturday. So may only have like one stream or whatever. Okay, we'll see. I'll have more information about that as we get closer to the weekend, but I just wanted to throw that out there because I've been talking back and forth with the guy via emails about going in and kind of finalizing everything and scheduling when we can maybe get the final agreement and, you know, all of that jazz, but that's going to take some time, you know, so that is not something that I'm going to be able to say, oh, I could squeeze in for 20 minutes between streams or anything like that. That's going to be something that's going to take a while, so. By the way, shout out to Nanto Shinkin, who just resubscribed to the channel for the 3rd month in a row. Nanto Shinkin has earned his Silver Crown badge. Thank you, Nanto Shinkin, for being a sub. Appreciate that. Alright, is everyone ready? I think we'll begin. I think we shall begin. I'm curious to see what this multiverse mode is. I heard a lot about it, but I haven't actually seen it for myself, so. Alright, everyone. Thank you for watching. Let's begin with the Multiverse Injustice 2. Keep in mind, one final reminder. If you cheer, if you sub to my channel, or if you tip me during the course of the stream, you'll see a pop-up message, and I will give you a shout-out thank you during the course of today's gameplay stream. Alright? I'm very appreciative of that. It's been great since I started streaming in this new method in March. It's been, you know, a lot of people coming out and participating, and it's allowed me to keep doing this as a job. You know, putting less focus on YouTube and more on the live streaming aspect of everything. So, thank you everyone for your participation and for your support. I appreciate it. And, you know, FYI, it is helping tremendously, and I'm very grateful for it, okay? Alright, thank you everyone. Let us begin with Injustice 2.